evening, folks. Welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we deep dive into the history of ufology using original publications and materials, because we all know that the truth is definitely out there. Welcome into the show and happy Friday to you all. So it's been a hell of a week, and apologies I didn't go live Tuesday. Tuesdays I'm struggling at the moment, but I'll let everyone know when I do go live on Tuesdays. Don't worry, I'll put a post out and we'll do our thing basically. But yeah, it's just been a bit of a nightmare of a week. Very busy week for me, so to speak. So yeah, I've been digging into these UFO files because today's show, as you can see, World War II German flying saucers connecting to the UFO files. Yes. What's actually quite interesting, going back last Friday, is that I think, now I'm not bigging it up a little bit, but I think we were the first ones to actually show the document that's saying, look, it's been declassified decades ago, so it's nothing new. And then I think Twitter, well, X, sort of caught on to the fact that it was right, you know, basically what the files that were brought forward is nothing new. Now, in terms of the word nothing burger, okay, I'm not going to say that the files released was a nothing burger because there are some good eyewitness accounts, but again, it's just hearsay. But what was interesting at the fact that the build up to the file was being released last Friday, that it was definitely going to prove that the government knew about extraterrestrials, knew about interdimensional beings, some sort of disclosure or something big was about to happen. What did you learn? Did you learn anything? Because what we've been saying on this channel, now it may sound like I'm come across as a skeptic, and I'm really not. I'm a true believer, but knowing the backtrack record of UFO files being released, you know, anything in terms of disclosure, nothing's really going to happen. I'm going to be honest. You know, I know we've got another set of batch of documents that's going to be released sometime soon. I'm not too sure when. So I'm very skeptical what information is going to be brought forward. Now, these 46 HD video footage that's going to be released, I am not getting my hopes up because that 26 videos I showed last week was pretty much a disappointment, wasn't it? Or very underwhelming, I should say. And if you want to find good UFO sightings, go check out my videos I've been uploading. I got the VHS tape, so somewhere over there, I need to bring them forward over here. And it's called UFOs, the Footage Archive. And I tell you what, there's a lot better footage than what we got on last Friday. But anyway, I'm rambling too much. Let's continue on with the show. Let's do a bit of roll call. Hey, Roman Boo, how's it going? Nice to see you. You think you're new to Alien Addict. I hope you're doing well, and happy Friday to you. Here he is, Mr. Rocket Man himself. Oh, God. Oh, excuse me. I hope you didn't hear that. That was terrible. Bob, how's it going, man? It's nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And we've got Sheep Up Bob. Nice to see you too. Corbell's Cat, how's it going? And we've got a lovely Green Tea. How's it going, Green Tea? Monkey Silly Doo, how's it going? Oh, Roman Bill, you're from Ukraine. Hey, nice to see you, man. And I've also got Nathan. Here we are. Yes, pretty much. You're spot on there, Nathan. Absolutely. But I hope you're doing well, brother. Nice to see you. And we've got Chillster. Nice to see you, brother. Let's go through up chat. Hey, Carlos Skywatcher. How's it going? Nice to see you. And we've got Rotary Matrix. Nice to see you, brother. Alien Addict. You're banned. Get out. It's me. Twisted Hippie. How's it going? And we've got John Strokes. Yeah, John, I know you're going out tonight. Don't worry, man. You're always here for the show. But today, you get to go out and let your hair loose and go snatch that pussy. If I said that, sorry. You're probably married anyway. But get what I just said. All right, I'm trying to make it funny here. Hey, Twisted Hippie, nice to see you, man. And John Scott, how's it going? Nice to see you. Righty tight. Okay, so what have I got in store for today? I don't know. Actually, I do know. I've got things written down. Oh, I tell you what. Hey, how's it going, Ben? Nice to see you, man. Ben, oh my God, I tell you what, I've got to read today. I'm screwing your name up. I'm just going to call you Ben. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Rebecca. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. going out later after the show. Oh, that's good, man. We'll go for like an hour and a half, mate. Probably 2 hours max, no more than that. And I've got some like documentaries to show. One documentary I've got to go through to do with German flying saucers. Yes, it's a German flying saucer episode today. But right, okay, what we're going to do first. First things first, books and magazines. Now, you're probably thinking, Nick, why on earth did you buy this book? It's to add to my collection. What have I got here? Alan, you see those? These are Rendell C. Stevens books. They're extremely rare. They go for about, I mean, that book there is going for about £1,000 now on eBay. But that was about 250. That's going for about 150, 250. And this one here is to do with Billy Meyer. Yes, Billy Meyer himself. So UFOs, contact from the Palladians. The investigation report. There we go. So that word is screwed up completely. But yeah, this is to do with Billy Meyer. It's to add to the collection. I'm collecting his books at the moment. And I bought this book, which was... Don't say anything, but it cost me £100 from Europe, actually. So it's not too bad. So I ended up buying it. So that's all good. That's coming through the post the next couple of weeks. And, oh, I'll tell you what. Have I got it here? Yeah, I do have it here. Where is it? Right, I got these magazines. Too much of them, I should say. Ow, grab these up here. I got these magazines. Look at that. Whee! The guy on Facebook actually had an eBay account, and I bought these. What we got here is we've got UFO Terror, Quest magazines. So before UFO magazines in the 90s, you had Quest magazines, and it's to do with like UFOs and stuff like that. We've got some Ghost Rockets and Foo Fighters, and immensely great stuff like MJ12 documents. And right here, no, that one there, is to do with scientists that's disappeared due to the Star Wars program in America. And I was going to talk about that today. Then I thought, I tell you what, we'll skip that. We'll make a video out of that. But this is immensely fascinating because it's kind of like harkening back to what's happening in today's day and age, where we're actually having missing and disappearing scientists. It happened back in the 80s as well. So yeah, that came through the post. Bunch of aliens on there. That's awesome. I love these magazines. They're a true national archive into the history of ufology. This is what I absolutely love. Gulf Breeze sightings. Want to do sort of a round off on that one. Do like a proper deep dive. And my next batch came through. I'm collecting these now. A Flying Saucer review. And these are from the 70s. 1971, 72 there. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at him there. It's like, Eden, I found you, mate. You're on a magazine. But anyway, nevertheless, we'll go for it. Do you know what? That looks like Pac-Man. Hey, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. UFO Pronencia, how's it going? Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Definitely looks like Pac-Man, doesn't it? Look at that. Oh god. Oh yeah, I was buying games, but I'm not really much of a gamer anymore. I'm just more of a nerd when it comes to like UFOs, Rebecca. No, I don't actually, brother. No. The name rings a bell. I might do. I don't know. I've got all this is UFOs, so I've got so much stuff that I go like that and I click buy on eBay, whatever the price is. Yeah, it's not cheap. Games are definitely not cheap. Absolutely. So yeah, there we go. That is my. Oh yeah, I tell you what. Going back to that magazine. That's that magazine here. That's from 1987, which to do with a disappearing scientist, some murdered, assassinated, and disappeared. There we go. Star Wars linked to death of British spy scientist. And I thought, I'm just going to do like an actual video on that because it's immensely fascinating, but I'm not going to talk about that today. What I am going to be talking about is German flying saucers. But before I do that, what people do not realize is that England, well, Britain, I should say, actually released their UFO files back in 2007. Thousands of documents, and this is what people don't really realize. And I'm going to bring something up here. Okay. Do that. Listen to this. Just maybe a minute.
They are the real-life X-Files. Official military reports, personal letters and drawings, all carefully logged by the Ministry of Defence over the decades. Now they're being published online. And among them, the strange story of an incident in 1957 in Norfolk. High above Norwich, a UFO had been spotted, and according to American fighter pilot Milton Torres, he was told by RAF controllers on the ground to lock on and shoot it down. But as he got closer, he realised that the craft was vanishing off his radar at 10,000 miles per hour. His story is just one of many dotted across 4,000 pages. In this one, a radar image of the moment an Italian airline pilot reported seeing a strange object overhead.
Here we are, actually checking whether we accidentally fired off some sort of missile, and whether that might be the explanation for what nearly blew this aircraft out of the sky over Kent.
For years, Nick Pope was the person in charge of trying to find an ordinary explanation for what very often seemed anything but.
The more interesting cases are the ones that you couldn't explain even after a lengthy, detailed investigation. But of course that then gets to the frustration of, well, if it wasn't these conventional things, what on earth was it?
UFOs have fascinated people for years, but making the evidence public may not be enough to satisfy conspiracy theorists who believe the MOD knows even more than it's letting on. It certainly won't be enough to convince the woman who wrote this letter. She claims to be an alien herself. Enda Brady, Sky News, Norwich.
Eden, it's you. Eden, I found you, brother. And that's me.
Enda Brady, Sky News, Norwich.
So this, I remember this. This is going back 17 years ago. Wow. This was October the 20th of October, 2008. Yes, because I remember I was working for a disco company. And I remember hearing that the fact that the MOD, the Ministry of Defence, were going to release, well, say all of their UFO files, but thousands of documents, which you can actually find online, actually. Just for a typical example, just to show you. Wait for it. Hold on. There we go. Bringing this up. Here we have. You can actually go onto the Ministry of Defence website or the National Archives, and you can pull up these documents. Look. So in terms of what was released last Friday, really is nothing new. Look at that. You can go all the way down. You can find all these reports. Look at that. Oh, God, you just had a lovely roast dinner before the show. It's awesome. I've got proper food coma. But anyway, UFOs and the documents are right here. Check this out. So that's on the National Archive. It's been on their website for, well, 2008. God, bloody hell, it's nearly 20 years ago, isn't it? Flipping now. Nearly, thereof. Oh, God, it's not going to be good for this one. Oh, terrible. Oh, but here we go. Some beautiful UFO files. Nothing to do with German flying saucers, but just proving my point at the fact that is nothing new. I saw a super chat. Hey, how's it going? Ablikin, is that right? Ablikin. Thank you for the $5, man. That's much appreciated. That could go towards my my next book I would like to purchase, which is I'm not going to tell you the price of it, but God, I don't know why they're so expensive. There are a lot of people on eBay that are just riding it for what it's worth. They're like, oh, that's a lot of money. I'll bump up the price on that one. And then another person that has the same book goes, oh, I'll tell you what. I'll try and match that price or actually bump the price up on that. So everything gets so expensive. But thank you so much, man. It's much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It'll go to a good cause. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Have I missed anybody? Monkey Silly Do. Did I say hello to you, Monkey Silly Do? I might have done. I can't remember. Anyway. Hey, Gizmo. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you all. Nice to see you. I tell you what. I saw him live, believe it or not. It was about 5 years ago. He was in Bath and he did a talk. It was something to do with like conspiracies and stuff like that. And he was there. He was like the last speaker. He's getting on now, isn't he? But yeah, I saw him live and actually saw him in person. So yeah, nice chat. Really, really nice. Okay, right. Let's do, yes, less redactions would be nice. This is what, you know, the video footage that was actually released, it actually blurred out or redacted the details. And it's like, why did you redact the details? Because it could have helped to like solve the sighting, you know, like Mick West. I know people are a bit skeptic about Mick West, but it's good to find these details so we can actually, like the correspondence, the speed of the aircraft or the object, so to speak. You know, these key details need to take into consideration. They just redact everything. It's like, why are they hiding it? Makes no sense. But anyway, German flying saucers. Let's do it. Bring up X. It says on my notes here. So I shall bring up X for you. There we go. Okay. Both. Right. Fantastic. I'm going to what was I going to say? Reference this book here. So this was back in April. I've talked about this book a number of details. So let's have a little listen.
So today we're going to talk about the whole UFO alien thing. You see that right there? You see the German flying saucer right there? Let me read this to you. This book is a guide to the German flying discs. Yes, the flying saucers were created during World War II, in case you didn't be aware. And also there has been no proof that there's ever been any aliens, no alien crashes by anyone except for inside and outside of the government. Same with Roswell, that's after they took the technology from the Germans. No alien bodies have ever been found. No culture, no alien technology has ever been uncovered by anyone except for the government. And here's Victor Schauberger's work, an Austrian who worked for Germany, who created the first flying saucer right there, made out of copper, and it was taken by the US military. And it's funny because even the Italians knew, right? Old story says Italian about the flying saucers. German flying saucers. And here's just another one, German. And then the Soviets, after they got the technology, they started saying they have saucers, but it was in reality just the Germans. So once the US military got a hold of the technology, then they started publishing all the stuff in the tiny hat newspapers, and then next they're going to say there's an alien invasion.
I doubt that very much in terms of alien invasion. But what's interesting about this book right here, in fact, what I'm going to refer to today is that the fact that there is almost like a timeline, basically. What I'm trying to say is that the fact that I do believe that the Germans created like these flying discs because the CIA, the FBI, which is the documents I'm going to bring up now, which a lot of people don't really know about because they haven't really looked into the UFO files. I'm specifically talking about the ones that came out last Friday. And it does refer to the so-called scientists and people that were involved in these flying discs. Now, flying saucers was the term back in the 50s, but another word that people were going, hey, that doesn't sound right, is flying discs. That's the other thing. So we'll go through everything today because there was a documentary I want to show you. It's about like 40 minutes long. It's from the History Channel, so I'm guaranteed the live stream's going to go at some point. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. It's just to sort of prove the point that the fact that there is some sort of timeline leading up to what the Germans, then the Americans, then the Soviets, and what led after that. Okay. So what I'm going to do first, if I've got anything else to show you. Oh, hold on. No, go back to that. Get rid of that. Yeah, that's the declassified documents I was showing you last week, which I'm pretty much going to skip over. I think that's it, really, isn't it? Yeah, okay, let's come out of that. Okay. Show documents. So what I'm going to do is bring up that one. Okay. So I went through every single UFO file I downloaded everything, and I know some of them actually went missing, but I think they actually put the documents twice, banning it. Yeah, I will, don't worry. In fact, I will pause it in due course, all right? Oh, that's awesome. Hey, how's it go, man? Angelino, is that right? Angelino? So, do apologize. My reading's really bad. I do apologize. I recently got into Maria Orsic real shirt. Oh, that's amazing, mate. I want to get the bed sheet, but it might make me jealous a bit. Might make my missus a bit jealous if actually bought it. Yeah, oh, I know. We'll see, Green Tea. We'll see. But it kind of leads into like these documents, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it in due course. But yeah, that Maria Orsic real shirt. Oh, hell yeah. Love to see that. Right, first things first. Right, it says here, First one, this document right here, which is 6283894A. And we're going to go to page 7 and 8. Page 7. Okay. In this here, it talks about a story of a flying saucer that actually landed. And the report is by R.O. Schumid. I'm going to butcher these names, by the way. And if I go to page 8, I'm going to zoom in just a bit. You can see right here, it says, spoke German. So the ship occupants talked among themselves in High German, which Schumid said he understands to the limited extent. One man spoke excellent English and interpreted for the others. So I'm more or less going to skip this and come back to it at a later date because I didn't read it properly when I first looked at it. Okay, but this I saw that, I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. The ship occupants, I should say. I'm going to slow my reading down today. Speak nice and calmly. All right. So yeah, I'm going to skip that. Okay, I'm going to go to page 17, which is okay. We're going to go to this one right here. Okay, so Doolittle scoffs at report of, I'm just going to say the word, not very flying saucer. All right. So James H. Doolittle, is that right? Yeah, says it was just ain't so that Germany developed a flying saucer and a bomber that could attack the United States and return without refueling. So this is the other concept, okay, that they were more or less dealing with. What's the date on this one here? 1950, is that 1957? Oh yeah, it's right. Yes, there he is. The 27th of March, 1957. So in the 50s, I'm just going to sort of, but basically, I need to understand there was a lot of immigrants, especially Jewish immigrants, that came over from Germany into the United States. Now, a lot of these Jewish prisoners of war were working on the labor camps, and some of them were actually allegedly working on these flying disc programs, you know, as like, you know, workers essentially. I've got some documents to actually bring that up. So when the FBI started to investigate this, the prisoners of war, the Jewish prisoners of war, came forward and says yes, they were more or less developing flying saucers or flying discs. Okay, so the veteran, I'll bring this up because I know I need to bring this up a bit bigger. Okay, so the veteran airman chairman of the National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics last month gave a House Appropriation Subcommittee his estimate of reports published in Germany of a great aviation accomplishment under Hitler. These were contained in a book by Rudolf Lazar, a former German War Minister, Special Weapons Chief. Right. I've got this book. I've got to cover up the... oh, no, that's the wrong book. Hold on. So right here... hold on a minute. Is German Secret Weapons of World War II, Rudolf Lazar. Okay. This book was published in... wait for it. 1959. But this is a second edition... all right, but the first edition was actually in German. And if I skip to page... hold on, here we go. You actually have the flying discs, okay? That's what we're actually talking about right here, all right? So yes, I do have that book. Very, very bad copy of it. So that is Rudolf Lazar. Bring this up. What's his name there? So Scoff testimony was published today, along that the Hugh L. Dryden, director of the Aviation Committee. Mr. Dryden said that there was no truth in a statement that German engineers designed a flying saucer which attained a height of 40,000 feet and a speed of 1,250 miles per hour. This is an advertisement for a book which includes materials discovered by our own group who went into Germany after the war, he said. He said also a man supposed to have designed a bomber that could cross the Atlantic twice without refueling, and had written a book on his own with no mention of any such invention. Doolittle, something like that, asked about both the saucers and the bomber, said it's just ain't so. All right, so what you find out a lot with these documents that was released, you have some like newspaper clippings, and this is practically one of them. Hey, Slim Yin, how's it going? Nice to see you. Yes, fan powered, like a big air dryer. Absolutely, that bang on, mate. That's very, very spot on. Absolutely. So sorry, guys, I'm not looking through chat. Normally I'll go through chat every single one in comments, but I've just got do some bad reading, so I do apologize. But as you can see here, it mentions about German flying discs, I should say, in 1957. If you go back to my playlist on German flying saucer breakdown, or not flying saucer breakdown playlist on Alien Addict, go back to part 1 and 2, and 3, I believe, where I talked about people that actually came forward, specifically on the 25th of March of 1950 in an Italian newspaper called Gialla d'Italia. You have Giuseppe Belluto that came forward saying that he designed a flying disc for the Germans. 5 days after that, a German engineer came forward called Rudolf Schriever, who said that he actually designed and built the flying saucer, and apparently actually flew. 3 models were allegedly, well, I'll say that, allegedly developed, and Rudolf Schriever came forward in a German magazine on the 30th of March of 1950. So these stories were already in the newspaper highlights at that time, obviously 7 years prior. So we've got that one there. Okay, so Doolittle says no. Computer says no. And that's on March the 27th, 1957. So we're going to skip forward to page 26. And we have this guy right here. This is called George Klein. I've talked about George Klein before. I think I've done an episode dedicated to him. Oh, hello. Hello, you. Come on in. There we go. So here we have a new slant on flying saucers. So George Klein, have I done an episode? I think I have. I went through his documents, his declassified documents, which I guarantee are going to come up on the next files that's going to be released. So it's saying here is the real truth about flying saucers, as told by George Klein, a former secret weapons expert in German war production ministry, and now an engineer in Switzerland. So I'm bringing this up slightly, and this is on February the 16th of 1955. That document was from, the 50s, I believe. And it's saying here, flying saucers, he said, are top secret weapons for the USA and Russia. They are a continuation of German wartime experiments. Prototypes flying saucers were built in Germany during the war. I saw one reach a height of 40,000 feet and in 3 minutes near Prague in 1945. Klein said that the Russians captured a scale model and the top technicians in Breslau. The technicians have not returned to Germany. Obviously, they went through Operation Paperclip. And Walter, a Mithe, and V-weapon inventor, and key man in saucer development. So Walter, oh my God, I forgot his first name, but Mithe is Dr. Heinrich Richard Mithe, who apparently went into Canada or America first, but then he actually ended up working for the Avrocar, the VZ9 Avrocar program. We're going to get to that when we show the documentary. Hey, Stargazer, nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And happy Friday to you. Apologies for the really bad reading. I'm just on edge at the moment when I got to read. So yes, Walter, and we've got Mithe, a V weapons inventor and the key man in saucer development, fled west and now works in the United States. Yes, we're talking about Walter Mithe. No, I don't think that's the right name. But anyway, Klein in the Zudrich interview. Go back a bit. Said that there are two types of flying saucers built today, one with a diameter of 48 feet, powered by 5 jets, and has a large model with a diameter of 126 feet and 12 jets. He is referring to this here as the V7. So the V7 was this discus-shaped craft. Again, if you go back to my first parts on German flying saucers, you can clearly see that these were turbine-driven aircraft, which was a stationary plexiglass cockpit. And around the cockpit, which was stationary, had a fan or propeller blades. So essentially like a helicopter. But apparently it vibrated too much and they got rid of that concept and they went for the jets because the Germans were like way ahead of their times in terms of jet propulsion. So they made this discus-shaped craft and they had 12 BMW aggregated engines, if I remember rightly, around this saucer craft. And that was the last craft to be flown, according to George Klein, on around about February sort of time of 1945. Okay, so this is the craft they're referring to, known as the V7. This, he said, accounts for the rumors that saucers often appear to change size and subdensity. So, oh my God, Nick, the Matt Damon. Rumors that saucers often appear to change size suddenly. Yeah, suddenly, that's right. Raised wings lift. Both aircraft like a helicopter. See what I'm describing? Like a helicopter? These were like the early models, basically. Because he's saying there's two types of models that were actually built. So I think he's referring to the first one here. The big one can keep stationary by turning jets down to counterbalance gravity. Flying saucers developed in Canada by John Frost, former colleague of Sir Frank Whittle, have reached speeds up to 1,500 miles per hour and have been inspected by Field Marshal Manget, whatever that word is, said by Klein. All right. So what Klein is saying here, that there were basically two models. Well, if I'm going to go more into detail, there were basically 3 models that were built. And this is what he's actually referring to. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you. I'll tell you what, let's bring up this book instead. Because people don't really know about the German flying discs. We've got a very controversial book here, UFOs, Nazi Secret Weapons. That was released in 1970s by Semestat Publishers. Very controversial book. And I'm just going to show you a picture of the models itself. If I can. Okay. That's what they look like, that, okay? So in here were basically like the fans, and that was a stationary plexiglass cockpit. So that was the first. That was the second model. As you can see there. That's the second model. And then the third model was the V7, which George Klein mentions, and that's that, okay? So those, get my fingers in the right place, that's what she said. Those there on the corners of the craft were the vents where the jets were surrounding the craft. And that what actually was the propulsion system. Okay. So that's what basically George Klein is talking about. So really nothing to do with Haunebu or anti-gravity flying saucers, so to speak. Okay. So there's George Klein there. Okay. So we're going to skip forward to page 82. I could just put 82 there, couldn't I? Really? There we go. 82. Both. Oh, yeah. This is quite interesting here. Original flying saucer. Can you see that there? So in here is almost like a flying disc. And it had, obviously, propellers on the sides here to propel the craft forward. But what people don't realize, actually, Germany created that first in 1936. I think it's called the SAG aircraft, Germany. I'll tell you what, no, it's not that. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This book right here. So that concept, they say in this article, was created in America. Well, in fact, wait for it, I'm going to find it. This is why people should buy books. I'm about to show you something. Hold on. Oh, it might be wrong, actually. Right. Okay. I'm going to I don't know if there's actually German. Okay, just look at that concept right there, okay? Look at that. All right. There we go. I'm not too sure if this is actually German or not. I know German, the German. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Ah, I think it's American. I think it's American. Look at the symbol on it. There we go. Okay, right. It kind of looks like that. See that there? I'll do a bit more research. I thought I'd bring it up anyway because I thought it kind of refers to that there. I guess so, to a certain degree. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you that. Ooh, rings a bell, mate. I tell you what. I'm gonna write that down. That name rings a bell. Might have done, mate. I shall have a little look at that and I'll get back to you, Slimian. But thanks for the comment, man. Much appreciated. Hey, Mark Jeffrey. Mark, did I say hello to you earlier? I think I'm not. Apologies if I didn't. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, I'm. This is no disrespect to other UFO channels, but yes, everyone is a researcher. But for me, I like to look back into the past. That's where my pure love for ufology is. And I think to understand current day ufology, you have to look into the past. And this predates the internet, which is why I buy these books and magazines. It's where my pure love is, man. So, yeah, I love the vintage stuff, man. I'm all vintage. So I appreciate the comment, mate. Thank you so much. So here we have this. I'm going to skip over that and go to 104. To this right here. German spy calls self flying disc inventor. Now this is Niels Christiansen. I think I've done a live stream or video on him at some point. So Niels Christiansen is a convicted German spy in Brazil, claims today to be the inventor of a flying disc which has been sighted in many parts of the world, including the United States. Sorry, mate. I do apologize. I'm sorry. I do apologize, man. But I'd be doing well, man. Nice to see you. At least I spotted you now. So sorry. So Niels Christiansen is one of the first people that came forward to talk about the German flying discs. And I have a book right here. I'm going to come out of that just slightly to this fantastic book. Flying Saucers from Nazi Land, the real story of UFOs, I should say. I love the AI. I gather that's AI. But anyway, beautiful. Love it. Fantastic book, I have to admit. Just a slight sidetrack because there's not really much in this article to go by. Did I copy it? Oh, I did. Oh, thank God. I thought, where the bloody hell has it gone? I've got it here. Okay, just one slight extract from this book to talk about Niels Christinason. There he is there. Look. First inventor who went public. Okay, so here's Niels Christinason. So the basic framework of the German saucer story was born earlier than mainstream fringe lecturers suggest. It is a poorly documented book and articles. In the early November of 1948, a leading Brazilian newspaper reported the first inventor getting public coverage. For the first time, the press introduced a significant structure story about a man who claimed to have built himself or had a role in constructing a flying saucer in Germany during the Second World War. It seems that very... Hold on a minute. It seems that very few newspapers abroad reprinted this curious story, thanks to the dispatch by the National Newspaper Service. In 1942, Niels Christinason, a former native, oh my God, naive, no, not native, naive or whatever, head of the network of Nazi spies in South America, and a mechanical engineer who graduated from Breslau, now Warsaw in Poland. He was locked up in a Brazilian prison with a 30-year sentence for espionage. Hey, Slimian, thank you so much, man. Oh, but you can see how much research I do. I try to give you as much like old publications as much as I can, really, just to sort of shows you my old school research, I should say, you know, because I could just play videos, but I don't do that on Alien Annex. I like to give you some sort of nitty gritty meat and detail, the balls, tits, and ass, as one would say. And this is what I like to do right here. And thank you so much for the £5, brother. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. So continuing here. So yes, he was banged up in prison for 30 years for espionage. Obviously, he was a spy. The whole story was extensively covered by a Brazilian press and abroad, and later became a topic of some books. In 1945, reporters David Nelser and Jean Mazin reported Christinason in jail for the first time. He said that whilst in Germany before the outbreak of the Second World War, he invented a new engine running without gasoline and delivering autonomous 3 or 4 times larger than a diesel engine. The man didn't mention any super advanced aircraft or spaceships similar to what he described a few years later. Such a revolutionary design could have been an excellent argument too, and that's how it cut off right there. But I've done a video on Niels Christinason, so there we go. He is a real person. So this is in November earlier of 1948. Now, if you go back to that newspaper article in that one there we go. German spy calls flying saucer inventor Niels Christinason, and the date on that is, oh, look at that, December the 3rd of 1948. So it's definitely before the 50s. So he was really the first person that came forward that claims to have invented a flying saucer or flying disc. There you go. If you go to my playlist, you can find these documents or people I've referred to. So go to, oh, hold on a minute. Go to page 106. And, oh yeah, you've got that aircraft again right here. Okay, I need to do a bit of research into that. I thought the Germans developed that first, but maybe it's the Americans. Okay. 1947, right. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Well, I'll do a bit of a clarification on that one, because I think I got my history wrong on that one. Hey, Chameleon UK. How's it going? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And happy Friday to you. Yeah, no, do you know what, the full story, I can't remember what happened to him. I think he died in jail, to be honest with you. No, this is the old one that was released last Friday. I think it's supposed to come next week, I believe. So, but I have been through all the documents looking for German, anything related to German flying saucers, basically, or flying discs, so to speak. So, yeah, there we go. Yes, stolen tech, I would say, Sheepopop, absolutely. I thought the Germans created out in the 30s. Anyway, I shall have a look at that at some point. Okay, so we're going to skip out of that one, and we're going to go to a second batch. Now, this is file 62HQ83842, and we're going to go to page 20. I think I read this last week. I think I might have done, but anyway, read it again. So, translation from German. Let's bring it up a bit bigger so you guys can see it. Okay, so flying saucers, a weapons tested in 1944, which is probably now being produced in series, and at this time caused a great stir, is a V weapon which has been round-bodied similar to a disc having the diameter of about 48 to 50 meters. On the outer ring, it has about 45 to 50 automatic circular nozzles, which after the ignition of the disc circulating around the plexiglass sphere in the center, in which the measuring and controlling device for long distance steering are located. In the sphere, I guess you could call it a sphere, the plexiglass cockpit, is still significant space for the atom bombs. These weapons are in Russian hands and can have a effective range of 30 to 35,000 kilometers. The constructor of the V weapons, Radial in Germany, stated it could concerns a typical V weapons on which he had worked himself. I think that might be a person, I think. I am sure that the truth is better than the panic among ignorant people. And that is the name right there. And that is from August the 8th of 1952. So it's mentioned in here, disc circulating around the plexiglass sphere in the center. So that is the... Bring up again. That there. That. So you can just imagine that's stationary, and that is the fans that's going around. In fact, you can see... Oh my God, I can't get this right. There we go. You can see the fans there. Allegedly, that's the whole sort of concept. Tested in 1941 to 1942. All right, so that's that there. Oh, no, I came out of the wrong one. Okay, well, we'll skip that because we've got to go to the next page here. So next file is this one here. So this is... Hold on. So this is 006283894 volume 1, page 25. Oh no, hold on, this is Zamora case. Yeah, sorry, that's for next week's show. So you know Loyal Zamora actually mentions in that case in this document right here, which is nothing to do with German flying saucers, so we'll have to skip that one. Okay, so that is Zamora. That's the one that's got the pictures in it. Okay, I tell you what, we'll show that one, like, just really, really quickly. Well, actually, might show that at the end, actually. Okay, we're going to skip to this one instead. Okay, so this file number here, 62HQ3... Oh, sorry, 62HQ83894, section 6. I'm going to go to page 230. And in here it says flying saucers. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Bring up a bit bigger so you can see. So since 1944, there have been experimental weapons which should now be in production. The one about which there has been so much discussion is a V weapon, which has a disc-like round body about 48 to 50 meters in diameter and has, by the way, the emission of 40 to 50 automatic blank or question mark, I should say, with the setting off of the disc, these rotated around a sensitive plexiglass sphere in the center, in which are located the blank. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Oh no, I lost it. Hold on. Emissions. Okay. Okay, yeah, so the plexiglass sphere in the center, in which are located the blank, and guiding apparatus for distance flights. Inside the sphere is also enough space for a high explosive atom bomb. These weapons, blank, blah, 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 blank, and show an effective range of from 30 to 35 kilometers. V weapon constructs technician Rydell, is that right? So that's the guy, isn't it? Rydiel or Rydiet. Germany said it is a typical V weapon on which himself worked. I am positive that the truth is better than keeping people ignorant. Oh, that's the bloody document I just read earlier, isn't it? This letter was written apparently by not a highly legitimate person like myself right here reading, with a development handwriting. Undeveloped handwriting, I should say, like my reading. It is my opinion that he is not making up what he has written. If we were handling this, I should turn his letter over to the FBI or some other investigation agency to see if he knows anything more. And this is August the 4th of 1952. Okay, so that's referring back to that letter that I read earlier. There you go. You can see that right there. Jet propels, I think the last one. Oh, hold on. Oh, I didn't write the bloody file number down, didn't I? Okay. All right. Skip that. I'm going to go to this one here. Hey, Ben, the Yorkshire Goophonian. How's it going, man? Nick, if you're doing well, question for you. Why do you think Trump is doing this to do... Well, I'm going to be honest. I think personally, Ben, a publicity stunt. He wants to side with the people. So this is why he's given us the Epstein files, the FBI files in terms of, well, the CIA files in terms of the, oh my God, blanking his bloody name, JFK assassination. But the thing is, have we got any definitive answers in terms of these files being released? This is it. So when I say a publicity stunt, he just wants to say to people, look, I'm doing my best to give you the truth, but there is so much redactions in these documents. I mean, for instance, the Epstein files, we've still got another 300 terabytes. I mean, there's so much information that is not being released. But they would release the victims' names, but they'll actually blank out the people that are actually doing the dirty deed. And it's the same with the UFO files that's been released. I mean, it really is like nothing new, really, when you look at it. And the videos are very, very poor quality. And they've redacted all the bloody details and data in terms of what's in these video footage. So going back to your question, I think it's more or less him just to try and please the people. But at the same time, I mean, we're talking about the UFO files here. They don't have the security clearance. Anna Paulina Luna, Tim Burchett, Eric Burleson, they don't have the security clearance to bring out the, I would say, the black projects, so to speak. You know, the top secret projects where people were expecting to have, you know, the governments know about the extraterrestrial, the interdimensional beings, you know, some sort of contact. And we had none of that, basically, because, again, they don't have the security clearance. So I know people, it's a very, very diverse topic in terms of why is Trump doing it, you know, because one can say is a distraction, but the thing is, like, the Epstein files are out there. People are still going to go through the Epstein files. So that's just like a buzzword, isn't it? You know, a distraction, but I don't think it is, to be honest with you, because like I said, people are still looking into it. But we'll see with the next files about to be released, mate. The next batch of files, I think it's going to be released next couple of weeks or something like that, and the video footage. So I don't know, man. It's I mean, Slim Yin here is saying, you know, these UFO files are a waste of time, just another distraction. Yeah, I guess so. You could say that. From the bad stuff that's going on politically that I don't want to talk about because it sets people off. So, but I knew from a few months ago. I mean, I was excited first, but then I sat back and thought about it. I was like, nothing's going to come out of these files, really. And I've been saying that. In fact, if you go back to my previous live stream, I actually put a comment in some guy's disclosure video saying people in the UFO community need to lower their expectations because of X, Y, and Z. And that X, Y, and Z actually came true. So it's not like I say that I know everything that's going on in ufology. It's just when I've been in this community for a long period of time, and if you went back to the beginning of this live stream, I talked about that fact that, you know, Britain has released their UFO files, thousands of documents, and it's the same stuff that was released last Friday, you know, so it really is like nothing new. We'll see. Is it a slow drip disclosure, not a catastrophic disclosure? I'll remain open-minded, but we're not up to a good start so far. So hopefully that answers your question, Ben. But it's really nice to see you, brother, and I hope you're doing well. Hey, how's it going, man? Limmy. Oh my god, I'm butchering these names. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I got to write this down. I got to get it in right. What do you think about the Yeah, that's interesting. I think. Well, honestly, I'm going to be honest. These infrared videos are really crappy, but that one specifically, you're talking about the Ukrainian one. It's actually quite interesting, isn't it? I have to admit, I might bring it up. I think I got it on X, actually. We'll bring it up. We'll see. Yeah, they got the MK Ultra files, apparently. Well, the CIA said they actually destroyed them, but we've got some left over. In fact, I was speaking to someone the other day about... It was an elderly person about the MK Ultra. I was like, oh, don't be silly, Nick. It doesn't exist. It's like... You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Of course it's real. But anyway, we'll see. I think it is a distraction. I've seen a lot of Epstein files. I guess Epstein files, and they have been very, very dark. Yes, I would agree. But it's who are the people doing it? I guess I'm going to be honest with you, Ben. I haven't really looked into it because that sort of content could really ruin your day. I'm going to be honest, because it is dark. Don't get me wrong, for sure. And we have only seen the surface of the Epstein files because it goes deep. Yes, it could bring down governments. It could bring down politicians. It could bring down celebrities. I mean, they're all failing anyway at the moment. But it's a very interesting time that the fact that we can actually talk about it. You know, the words I can't even pronounce. You know, the thing that you eat that's round and the gate thing. You know, I can't say the words, Ben. You understand what I'm talking about. Frazzle and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's all coming out into the limelight when you look at it. So I guess a distraction for sure. I mean, yeah, I guess my point was, I mean, that's what I keep on hearing with people saying, oh, it's not really a distraction. It's like, in one terms, yes, it can be, because there's so much bad stuff going on, like politically at the moment. You know, I'm not going to go there, but you understand what's going on at the moment. So I guess one way, Ben, for sure. Okay, let's go back to this document right here. Is that something to do with flying saucers? Flying saucers? Oh yeah, jet-propelled disc can be outflied by other planes, and this is from 1942. That's going back to the... Oh, yeah, that is it. Okay. Well, I'm going to have a little look and do a bit more research into this. So I thought it was bloody Germany that created that. Yeah. 1942. Oh, God. April the 7th of 1950. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Okie dokie. I think that's it. Nick, another thing where Toulouse... Sorry, man. I'm really, really bad reader. Yeah. Honestly, Ben, I haven't really looked into the files, so to speak. So I know people have done that on our behalf. But when there's like children involved, and like I said, it gets so dark and deep. Like I know, I'm fully aware of what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I tell you what, I did a show on the Daily Conspiracy podcast with Lee because Ollie couldn't make it, and he goes, right, we're going to do pizza and frazzle. And I'm like, right, okay. And I started researching into it. And we were talking about the Epstein files. And that week, in fact, if you listen to the actual podcast itself, I was so uncomfortable. I was like, this is really dark, man. I mean, me and Sheepa Pop are having this conversation. He says, you want to talk about aliens being demons? I don't really believe that. The people that are demonic is the people that are doing these dirty deeds, you know. Oh, there's words I can't say, Ben, because it's YouTube. But yeah, it's dark, man. It is extremely dark. But I'm fully aware of what you're talking about for sure. But I do believe in reptilians. I'm not saying that the Queen or our king is reptilian. Could be. I don't know. But definitely demonic, because if they can do that to children, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? I gotta really watch out with words I say, honestly. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying not to say all these words. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like aliens are now demons, but because JD Vance said it. But again, Nathan, is like I was saying on the podcast, that the fact that JD Vance, you know, he's heavily into Christianity. I mean, a lot of America is, isn't it? When you look at it, they're very, very heavily Christian based. So of course they're going to go down the religious route by saying that the fact that aliens are now demons. And it just seems to be another regurgitated thing. It's like, yeah, but we haven't explored our solar system properly. We haven't, well, to a certain degree, for whether or not you think it's fake or not, but finding other planets like ours and seeing whether or not these extraterrestrials that are going through like these warp drives or come from like different planets. This is the other thing. Is that demons? Do you know what I mean? So I prefer if they left the religious aspect out of ufology, because it just confuses things. I mean, if you go back to the 90s, I've got a book here. There we are. Beautiful book. A magazine from March of April of 1988. UFO magazine. This is one I used to have in school. Oh, is that Alien Corpse? Look at that. Yeah. Pay attention soon. Ufology was pretty much basic. You know, there was no demon talks. Okay, the interdimensional side for sure. But there was none of this extra stuff that, like, especially the religious stuff being brought into the limelight. It was very, very much basics. I mean, if you look at it, got bloody X-Files on there. So it's all to do with, you know, physical beings and physical crafts. And now everything's been twisted and turned. And the conversation isn't really going in the right direction because it's just all over the place. I mean, you can blame social media for that, really, when you look at it. So, yeah, ufology is in a bit of a shit show. I swore. Yeah. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Who is this? Spirit of Getty. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I don't know. Tableau that had Bad Boy. When was that, man? I can't remember. Was that sometime back in the 90s? So Is that everything for German flying saucers? I was going to play that documentary, but I was like, ugh. Oh, that was it. Sorry, I am losing the plot here. If you want to, I guarantee the next batch of files about to be released is going to come up with something like this, okay? But just unredacted, basically. So right here, me old cock and balls, let's bring it up a bit bigger. Here we go. Right, Henry E. Stevens' book. This one here. Atlas Flying Saucers by Henry Stevens. Quite like to get him on the show, actually. This is his second edition from 2003. And there are some declassified documents. In fact, where is it to? The document that was actually in the files last Friday that everyone said, oh my God, Nick, go check it out. And I'm like, yeah, it's been declassified for all donkey's years. And it is... Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I can't find it. Is there somewhere? Oh, there it is. There we go. That's the file that was released last Friday. Because it talked about the fuel mixture. Oh, gas! There we go. But the only thing that's redacted is the name of Paul. Paul L, I believe. So that file right here from 2003 was in the documents that was released last Friday. So it really is nothing new. But anyway, going back to this document right here. Check this out. Now, I had a look for this in the UFO files and I couldn't see anything right there. Don't worry, I won't. She pop up, don't worry. Oh, Nathan, you're talking about CU5. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Hold on. Check this out. I bought this book here. Look at that. This is called The Future of Mankind May Depend on SETI, Communications with Extraterrestrials Intelligence. There's a man with a penis out. And a woman. Look at that. This book came out in 1967. And it's SETI, Communications, Extraterrestrials, Intelligence, is an adventure that is beginning now that will take future generations into the realm of the gods, where they will record the greatest travel... I can't read that word. Okay, what it's saying here at the back, it's saying, what is our present and projected transmissions into space? How do we monitor the skies for messages beamed to Earth? What exactly is Project, a word I can't pronounce? What means for communications are already being used? And theoretically, which methods might succeed? And it talks about more or less C5. 1976, and I bought that £5 on eBay. Look at that. So I'm not diminishing returns in terms of CE5, but it goes all the way back to the 70s. Actually, it goes back to the 50s, and this is from the 70s. Communications with Extraterrestrials Intelligence. So I'll have a little read of this. £5 on eBay. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm not looking CE5 because I haven't done it, to be honest. And since I stopped smoking weed, I've been a bit, not necessarily skeptical, but bit more based. But anything that comes with Stephen Greer, I'm like, oh, please. Might launch some flares up in the sky, do you know what I mean? Anyway, documentation. Oh dear. All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'm a bit iffy with Stephen Greer, but 20 years ago, it was completely different with the Disclosure Project. So, yeah, it sounds like a solid book, mate. Love these sort of old books. But anyway, last little bit for German flying saucers. This document was from November the 7th of 1957. And in here, it mentions FBI reports of German field propulsion saucers. Now, these were something called anti-gravity flying saucers. So right here, unidentified flying objects is X. Radical November. Oh, whatever. Okay. So it's saying blank, 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 blank. Warsaw, Poland was a German prowl May of 1942 until the. Oh, bring it up a bit bigger. Until summer of 1945. Arrived NY May 2nd. Is that right? 1941. So it's saying advised that whilst German prowl during 1944 observed a vehicle described as circular in shape, 75 to 100 yards in diameter, approximately 14 feet high, the vehicle was observed to slowly rise vertically to the height significant to clear 50-foot wall and to move slowly horizontally a short distance out of view, obstructed by trees. Engine of the tractor failed to operate during this period, and one other occupation when high-pitched whining noise heard in area. No indications of mental instability during interview. Oh my God, Nick. I'm going to stop reading now. Just play some bloody videos. And there's another document right there. So I guarantee some of these documents might appear in the new UFO files are coming out. I'm not going to read anymore. I can't. Yeah, pretty much like me, mate. Addicted to books and magazines and all that. Yeah, I stopped smoking weed 3 months ago, over 3 months ago, after a 20-year habit. I did it though, but yeah, getting there. Still got withdrawals. Still got like horrendous withdrawal symptoms and stuff like that. Mostly depression, but I just got pushed through it. And it apparently takes like for the rest of the year. It takes months for it to, for my brain to reset. You know what I mean? No, but congratulations. 92 months. Bloody hell, it's a long time, mate. This is a non-nicotine shisha pipe. And I've got peach and strawberry. It's bloody lovely. Right. Dare I play it? Okay, right. Let's do it. Oh, cheers, Lim Yung. Yeah, I mean, the weed started to really affect my mental health and was costing a lot of money, I have to admit. But if I can do it, you can do it. If you've got addiction problems. Because honestly, I'm not very strong-minded. It turns out I can do it. But it's for the best. It's for the best. It just sucks that the fact that you got to go through like massive mood swings. It's like I'm going through like menopause. And I tell you what, I've talked about the dreams. Holy shit. The dreams is unbelievable. Like when you smoke weed, it like suppresses like your dreams. And for like 20 years, I never really dreamt until I stopped smoking. And oh my God, the dreams were just so real. A lot of nightmares, but yeah, I guess the nightmares are sort of calmed down a little bit. But sometimes I wake up just feeling like shit. I guess that's like everyone, isn't it, really? Drink more coffee. I think so. I got some nice tea here. Went into a Chinese shop here in Bristol, and my missus was like, "Oh, try some Chinese tea, some Ching Chong tea." I was like, "Babe, you can't say that." We had a bit of a laugh, but we had some really nice coffee there. It was actually really nice. Ching Chong tea, anyway. Right, anyway. Yeah, yeah. Mate, I tell you, my reading's got a bit better. It's not perfect, but my reading was really bad when I smoked weed. It was terrible. Yeah, it passes, mate. I know it passes. It takes a few months. It's going to take at least the remainder of the year to my brain to reset. So, right. First things first. Right. How I'm going to treat this. If the stream goes down, I will be back up again instantly, okay? Because we've got another 45 minutes to go for the show. We're going to go for about 2 hours today, all right? So I'm going to show you a documentary, but it's by the History Channel, all right? I will put the banner up to say... No, not that one. Which one is it? That one now. Okay. I will be up straight away if it does go down. I will pause it to go through a few things, okay? I'm just going to do it. We'll do it. Because it's on YouTube, so I can't see the problem with it. So let's bring it up. And this is UFO files, all right? Okay. Fingers crossed. But like I said, if the stream goes down, I'll be back straight up, okay? Let's do this.
But the truth may be closer to home.
I'm a great cynic about UFOs, and I'm quite sure that was mainly our airplanes that were flying around.
For over 60 years, in top secret research bases around the world, flying saucers have been designed, built, and flown.
Secreted away from the rest of the main company is a place where they're building flying saucers.
Oh well.
Some even claim to have seen them.
There was no mistaking what they were. They were flying saucers.
This is the secret history of attempts to harness the technology of the flying saucer to produce the ultimate military plane. These are the real UFOs.
Right, okay. Real UFOs. Okay, first things first. I will pause because I don't want the channel to go. Well, this live stream to go. Right, let's do this.
Scientists were trying to perfect weapons that might turn the war in Hitler's favor. One of these was Victor Schauberger, an inventor who had produced models for a flying saucer.
Right, first things first. He didn't. I'll get to this in a sec.
It had met the promise of a flying machine that could maneuver like a helicopter, but travel at supersonic speed undetected by the enemy. Schauberger's craft utilized a tornado-like vortex, which produced magnetic effects causing levitation.
Victor was recognized by the German government, actually met with Hitler, and later was inducted
Oh, that's him. Henry E. Stevens, the book I showed you.
into the SS and put to work further developing this flying saucer concept.
He worked alongside a group of brilliant German engineers, including Rudolf Schriever, Andreas Epp, and Dr. Richard Miete.
No. Bang. Straight off the bat. Total nonsense. Right, first things first. To the left, we have Rudolf Schriever. Now, Rudolf Schriever came forward in a newspaper, the magazine, German magazine, on the 30th of March 1950, stating that he designed a flying disc, okay? Joseph Andreas Epp has inserted himself into the German flying saucer program, but his story is very dubious. I do have his book here. Der Realität der Flugscheiben, which means the reality of flying discs. He was not part of the flying disc program. And to the right, you have Dr. Heinrich Richard Miete. He worked for the Avrocar program in the 1950s. So in terms of Victor Schauberger, which one should I put in? Put that one there. So yeah, Victor Schauberger. Oh. Let's bring this up here. So, where are we to? Right. So Victor Schauberger's device, he created in the 1930s, not 40s, because these, well, scientists right here on the screen developed the flying discs from 1941 to 1945. But Victor Schauberger developed this. Now, this is called the repulsins. The repulsin device was basically a copper device. Yes, it looked like a flying saucer, but he uses like a vortex, a spiraling motion. And basically he used, if you look actually into this device itself, you can actually see pictures on it online. I've done a video on it, 2 videos on this called the Power of Water, like one of my early Alien Addict videos I've done on it. And inside this device right here, will have like this vortex spinning motion. It will actually suck air in and push it down, almost like, I would say like the Coanda effect to a certain degree. But Victor Schauberger did work for the Germans, but in the 1930s, and he was not associated He was not associated with these scientists right here, which you can see on your screen. All right, so that's just a clarification. Nothing to do with these turbine-driven aircraft at all. So History Channel should know your shit.
All produced highly advanced designs.
The Germans actually had 3 separate developmental areas for flying saucers. One at Peenemünde, one at Breslau, and the other at Prague. At all these 3 facilities, flying saucers flew.
The Germans had, in fact, gone far enough into development and testing that aircraft were in the air. And one company, Messerschmitt, had flown a complete saucer-shaped aircraft.
These pictures of the early prototypes resemble photographs of UFOs that would emerge in the coming decades.
Oh, that's the bloody Haunebu. Those are not bloody turbine-driven aircraft. History Channel, what are you doing?
But this was not the world of science fiction. These were highly advanced UFOs. For the German military, this lethal weaponry was being developed to win the war.
True, actually.
The battle for air supremacy in World War II dominated the military struggle in Europe. By 1944, the tide was about to turn against Germany and Hitler's Third Reich. And then on June 13th, a week after the Allied D-Day landings, Hitler unleashed his deadly secret weapons.
So this might be the V7 disc-shaped craft. I'm really worried about the stream going down. we'll see.
Over a period of 2 months, thousands of V-1 jet-powered flying bombs attacked London. Some were shot down from the ground, others in the air. This deadly...
All right, Rebecca. Yeah, nice to see you. And yeah, have a good weekend. And I'll see you soon, all right? Take care of yourself. Have a good night.
Development in warfare technology was to start a whole new era of military aviation history. The use of flying saucer technology to produce even more efficient killing machines was to be the culmination of this research.
During the Nazi period, we had a flowering of new thought, of scientific thought, of technological development. These scientists were freed up to do a lot of work. They developed science in every field that is relevant in our lives today, and as a matter of fact, we're still living off that carcass.
But there was nothing new about the basic principles of rocket science. Since the 1920s and 30s, there had been an explosion of innocent enthusiasts experimenting with rocket propulsion across Europe and America. But what the Nazis were doing was anything but innocent. At their deadly weapons research facilities, scientists were working on a new generation of weapons. And alongside the rockets and missiles, real UFOs were a crucial part of that program.
One of the incredible things that happened during the Second World War was the amount of technology that German scientists were turning out that was devoted to a war effort. And that included rocketry, it included the jet engines, but it also included some remarkable work in terms of flying saucer craft.
Yeah, it's going to get into the V7 and the Avrocar program, which... Remember that timeline I was talking about? It's going to get into it.
Time was running out for Hitler and his scientists. On all fronts, the Allies were breaking through. The Germans were in retreat. The flying saucer technology, just like all of Hitler's other ultimate weapons, would come too late.
Even right to the very end of the war, it seems they really believed that these super weapons, these super delivery systems...
Bollocks. I knew it.